Greeting, inhabitants of Earth. Today I have this elderly laptop that I got from the thrift store, because that's what I do. And these laptops are handily equipped with a self-destruct feature. And I'm going to be restoring this thing and cleaning it up. And I'm also going to be showing how to remove that. So, self-destruct feature is these laptops. Ouch, what was that? Hello? That was not the self-destruct feature I was talking about, but these laptops have a CMOS battery inside of them. They keep the date and time when the computer's off, like all other computers do. And they also have, I believe, another battery for when you hibernate this computer or something like that. It keeps power to the RAM. I forget what it is, but there are two different battery, two different batteries in here, and they are lithium, and they like to leak. And when they leak, they will eat the entire computer from the inside out. Just like the old, if you get an old computer with a barrel battery, you've always heard of them things leaking and destroying motherboards. Well, these laptops have even more fun stuff inside of them. All these old Toshiba. This is a Toshiba Satellite Pro 445 CDT, and this thing, I believe, has that battery, and I'm going to go ahead and get started now. Okay, one more thing. Before I start ripping and tearing here, I thought I better see if the thing still works, because I haven't used this computer in well, anyway, I did locate my cheap Chinese automatic house igniter here. I really like how they put the quality control right over where the output is. Very convenient. I think they do it on purpose. And I think this is right for this computer. Where do you even plug this in at? Here we go. It seems about right. Oh, here we go. And I just heard it made a funny noise. Huh? Yeah, the lights are doing a thing. Oh, I hear noise. Oh. I gotta turn this off. So, this laptop's had this problem since I've got it, and the hard drive doesn't start after it sits a while. And that's the noise you're hearing. That was the hard drive. It's really weird. But when I first got it, I took the hard drive out, and I kind of gave it a couple flicks, and I put it back in, and it started working. I'm thinking I'm going to have to take the hard drive out and do the hand flicky thing, which is fine. But the laptop still tried to turn on, so whatever that means. I don't know why the plug-in's blinking. You would think if the battery was shot, it would blink the battery. Does it mean my automatic house igniter is faulty? No, that would never happen. Okay, let's get tearing. $9.99 as is. So, this little plastic piece of trim, you can pull that right out. You can take a little bit of flat screwdriver and get it pried up. And then the keyboard just kind of flops out here. And you got to get that connector. And once you get those little clips out, just pull. And now this comes out. And then you're greeted with just a big chunk of metal and no direction in life. I came here expecting to have to disassemble the entire laptop and run over it with the car and try to put it back together. But actually, this is pretty easy. So, this is stupid easy. So you see how I took out the battery and the optical drive? I'll show you the only screws to get to what I've gotten to so far. There's a screw in this corner, and then there is a screw up in this corner. So there's two screws that keep this cover on. This is the hard drive. You need to remove the hard drive. This goes through in there. So you need to do the hard drive, battery, and CD-ROM. And then, look at this. Well, there we go. This thing opens like the hood of a car. It's got these little rubber pieces that keep it there so you can work on it. So here's the RAM if you want to upgrade that. And if I don't even, these are probably some fancy custom RAM modules that probably cost $1,000 on eBay a piece to get to. So luckily this laptop's got 32 megs added to it. I think that's lucky. So it's got a total of 48. Is that what it is? Yeah, it includes 16 and it has the 32. So math, I don't understand it. Anyway, you see these two little red things? That going to the batteries I'm talking about. And underneath this thing, I believe, is our self-destruct feature that we need to remove. So I'm going to take this cover off here, and I'll show you what's beneath. Okay, I've removed this screw and this screw. There's just two little Phillips heads. All Phillips on this laptop. It's real easy. And then this cover, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, these aren't lithium. This is nickel metal hydride. Interesting. And it doesn't matter. If you got a laptop or old retro computer or anything like that that's got batteries in it, if they're dead and they don't work anymore, take them out because they will leak and they will eat your everything. This is probably the CMOS battery, and this is that funky RAM hibernation battery. And it looks like these have not leaked yet, but I do have laptops, Toshiba laptops like this, that have committed the ultimate self-destruct feature mode. You don't want to play with that. Yeah, these are nickel metal hydrides. You could make your own of these and put some new ones in if you wanted to, but I know my CMOS battery is dead. And I really don't quite understand this. But I will measure these batteries and see if they're any good. And I will report back. I'm not sure what caused this, but see that green stuff on there? And how corroded that connector is? I don't think that's from the battery leaking because it's way over here. But it's definitely not good. Ooh. Come on, easy buddy. Okay, but you see that green stuff on here? I don't think it's from the battery leaking. Because it's way over here and they don't look like they leaked. That's kind of weird. And it's only one that's did it. You would think if something got spilt here, they both would do it. I wonder if the one that's corroded is the one that's the higher voltage one? No, that's the CMOS battery. Maybe the battery's not dead and maybe it's just gross. I don't know. We need to take that apart anyway. Well, try as I must. The removing of that did not go well. This is really weird. You know, I've heard where on certain wires it's possible for like fluid and stuff to track through the inner coating of the wire and end up on the other end. But I don't know. I've never seen that before. But that connector is gross. The other connector looks alright. Yeah, here's the other connector. It looks alright. That's really strange. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is it tracked through the inner coating of the wire. I don't know. I'll measure these real quick and see if these batteries are completely dead or not. Through the green crud, I measured about 0.1 volts. So I mean, these things are gone. And this, see, this battery here, this is a CMOS, and it was all gross on the end there. Toshiba. And I might make my own one of these, but this is a 3.6 volt, so I mean, there's enough room here. I might just put a 2032 in here. I'd have to see if this computer is one of those computers that tries to charge these batteries when it's on, and when it's off it drains them, or that kind of thing. I have to make sure that's legal, you know, that kind of thing. But 3.6 volts and a 2032 is about 3, so it wouldn't be terrible. And then this one is 7.2. I don't understand hibernation with this. I know this is supposed to keep the RAM powered up or something funky like that, but I don't know. I think I see some green crusties in here. I'll open these up and show you. this laptop is not suffering from its self-destruct feature quite yet, but they all will. I'm gonna cut this open and show you, and we'll work on getting that connector out later. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Now, the nice thing with this laptop is, since I think this battery kind of still works, it holds the CMOS settings. Or I don't remember. I don't know where I am. It's alright. Well, it was a good thing I got up and chose to do this today. Looky here. Look how corroded these batteries are. It was just a matter of time before it started damaging everything else. If you look on here, see that little spot there? Yep. It only gets worse from here. On this particular laptop design, these leaking, it would take a good while for it to get to the board, but I mean, when you have this many batteries like this starting leaking, they get bad really quickly. But you can see this is gnarly. All of them are like that. They're all corroded and nasty. The only thing that saved it is this has got this double wrapping on it. So, I mean, it does go through this eventually, but it does delay it. Otherwise, it would have... Yeah, I got battery acid all over me, but otherwise it would have already started eating the laptop. But I've had these batteries to store my... one of my other Toshiba, something or other from this generation, this era. It looks like this but smaller, and I have two of them and only one works now because of these batteries. If you have an old computer you care about, take the batteries out. Anything like this, if it don't work, there's no reason to have it in there. It will well, your laptop will commit suicide, so be careful. I'm gonna cut this one open too, show you. This one's even worse. Look at that. That's not supposed to be white. That's supposed to be battery in there somewhere. And it's all crusty. I betcha that the corrosion on the end of this cable tracked through the wires and came out the other end. It's weird, but some things can do that. I mean, like in automotive, you can get oil that goes through the inside of the casing of the wire and leach down the wire. And I'm wondering if that's not what happened here, because I'm not sure what else that corrosion would have came from. So I'm definitely gonna have to work on this connector, and it'd be nice to have a CMOS battery again. Hopefully I can get that thing out of there. I'm gonna try some more. Okay, as you can see, I did get it out of there. It wasn't that awful, but it's not good. Look at that. It wouldn't be long. I mean, this thing's probably trying to eat the motherboard traces beneath it. And I'm gonna have to take this metal cover off here. See this metal cover? I'm gonna have to take this off and look underneath of there, because this is not good. That's no good. Christy. Like I said, I mean, that's really weird. It went through. It looks like it went through the wires. I don't know how else it would get crusty like that. And you know, it wasn't liquid because the one beside it wasn't like that. I'm not the first one in this laptop because I just took this screw out, but look at this. You see there? That I took the screw out on the left, but look at the one on the right. It's on the other side. Now, one interesting thing is when I got this laptop, I booted it up and it had a very old version of the Linux on it. And it was kind of prepared like someone meant for someone to pick it up and start using it, you know? So, I bet the previous owner took it apart and cleaned it up at one point. Did a repair to it. So I took all the screws out of this. Hopefully it just lifts up now. Oh yeah. Huh. These little thermal pads. Well, I have better access now, so that's all I needed. Yeah, but look at that. The screw's on the wrong side. I wonder if that's to the display. I I don't think I'm going to be able to change that without taking apart the whole laptop. So I probably won't, and that's probably what the last dude said. I mean, it's not causing any problems, so I think I'll have to just leave it alone. It'll be alright. See what the... Oh, yep. Yep, it's crusty. It's not too bad yet. We got it in time, but it's crusty. Man, these connectors are so small, I can only see it with the camera. I can't even see it in person. But it doesn't look like the corrosion went down to the motherboard yet. It looks like it's just on the connector itself. It does look like that solder joint's a little corroded, but it don't look like it's got the blue gunk on it yet, so that's okay. It'll clean up. One more thing I'd like to mention is, if you're doing this at home, you have, in this laptop's case, you got plenty of room to make your own battery. So if you want to make one of the hibernation batteries, whatever that thing does, you could definitely fit it in here, because this little cover, I mean, that's in here. But if you have a, you know, this area here, you could take this cover out and you can put all sorts of stuff in here. And you can see the trackpad clears. I believe that the bigger memory modules, they might come out farther and extend farther. That might be what this is for. I don't know. I'll probably never see one of the big memory modules, because I doubt if it's just standardized RAM. Okay. So I'll go ahead and put this together. It's not that hard. And I took this metal sheet out. You won't have to unless you got corrosion you need to touch up. But this just goes right in here. It's not bad. This laptop's a lot easier to work on than I thought it would be. I just gotta stick the screws in there. Put the 2 screws that go in here and in here in. Put the keyboard down and pop this little cover on. There's not even any screws to remove the keyboard. I'm impressed. Okay, I'll see you then. Now comes the fun part with this hard drive. Now I could just open this up and spray some WD-40 in there, and no, you can't. But let's stick this in here and try it again after I spun it. That's what I did when I first got this computer. I'm hoping that it's not the head sticking to the platter and it's just the spindle motor gummed up or something. I'd also like to know why this thing makes a popping sound once in a while when I open it, but... Spin? Oh, there it is. Bad real-time clock battery. Bad CMOS. Yes, 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 because there is none. And it definitely wasn't any good before. And I'll just escape, and I'll exit. And this is working. I'm sure the hard drive's pretty rough, but I've done that before, and it's never caused me any problems. I don't recommend it, but, I mean, it's an old laptop. And once I use it for a while, I mean, it works fine, so... It's just after this thing sits for several months, it does that. But that's it for this part. Now, there is some kind person on archive.org that has uploaded the factory image of this thing, so I'm going to install that and try that out and see how that goes. I might post a little bit of that here. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you feel obligated to do. Because I do stupid stuff like this all the time. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Now, I'm not sure if it was nickel metal hydride batteries that were in my other laptop that exploded. Not actually explode, but I mean, these things leaked,